Hello everybody, assalamu alaikum. Um, okay, how is everything? Okay, so let's start with our syllabus. Um, so we will be starting our syllabus for half yearly today. Okay. Yeah, I think you already got the syllabus. The syllabus is from paper 2 we have unemployment, balance of payment and protection of the environment and redistribution of income and fiscal policy. Okay, quite big. And from paper 1 we have chapter 3 to chapter 7. Okay, and from paper 2 it's chapter 27 to chapter 31. Okay, then let's start with unemployment. Okay, so unemployment is a situation where people are actively seeking for a job for maybe consecutive for 2 weeks, but failing to get any. That situation is known as unemployment. Okay, so we are looking for job but failing to get any. Okay, this situation is known as unemployment. Now, according to ILO, this is the situation that without a job, yeah, the people actively looking for a job have actively sought work in last 4 weeks and are able to start work in the next 2 weeks. And also they mentioned that out of work have found a job and are waiting to start it in the next 2 weeks. Okay, so this will be also considered as an unemployment. Okay, so 2 weeks without job is and actively seeking a job. This situation is unemployment. Okay, now the type of unemployment. So we have cyclical unemployment, which is also known as demand deficit unemployment. Okay, so this is linked with the unemployment economic cycle. Okay, so we know what is an economic cycle, right? Economic cycle is a graph which represents the fluctuation of the economic activity or GDP. Okay, so now this situation is like this, that we have boom and where the economic activity or GDP is very high. Then next year it starts to fall, which is known as downturn. So during downturn, what will happen as the production is falling, less amount of employees will be needed. So this may create an cyclical unemployment. Okay. Okay, next we have structural unemployment. So structural unemployment it takes place because of the change in the structure of the economy. Okay, like we have there are some examples like sectoral unemployment. If unemployment takes place in a particular sector, then this is known as sectoral unemployment. For example, like suppose in a country, so think about our country, like we used to focus on agriculture a lot, but now we are focusing on ready-made garments production. So what's happening that the production so those employees who were involved with the production of agriculture may they may get unemployed because the production of agricultural workers agricultural production is falling, so less workers will be required. Okay, so this kind of change in a particular sector will lead to sectoral unemployment. Next, we have technological unemployment. So this may take place because of the change in the technology. Because like machine is machine is a substitute to workers, right? So if more machines are employed or automation are introduced, automation processes, so what will happen that it may replace the workers and it may create unemployment. Okay. Um, Next, we have regional unemployment. So regional unemployment takes place in a particular region, not the whole country. Maybe in winter, demand for tourism falls, so tourism workers also demand for tourism worker also falls, and it creates a seasonal unemployment. Okay. Um, okay, next we have voluntary unemployment. Voluntary unemployment means that intentionally workers are not working because there is a fall in there's a what do you say? There are people who are like there are jobs maybe, but workers are not joining the workforce because of maybe that there is a maybe there are jobs but they're low paid jobs or it's not matching with your skill. In this kind of situation, people may end up and not paying, not working for the for a while because they're looking for a better job. Okay. Okay. So these are the types of unemployment. Okay. If you have any question, you can ask me. Okay. So yeah. Okay, we have a good morning from Cyber. Okay, assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam. Okay, we are doing fine. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so if anyone else have any question, please let me know. Okay. Okay, so effect of unemployment. So mostly there are negative effects, like mostly or all of them. Okay, but some people may get benefit. Okay, but we are mostly concerned about the negative part of unemployment. Okay. During unemployment, people receive unemployment benefit from the government. Maybe this is the only good thing that happens to workers. Maybe okay, but mostly this is a very bad thing. Let's see. So this following we'll discuss about the cost to individuals. Okay, that means the person or the worker who is looking for job but failing to get any. And so for him, what will happen that most people who find themselves without a job have to suffer hardship. Okay, so it's a terrible hardship because they don't have any income, they can't afford. Okay, their lifestyle will fall. No, right? So in extreme cases, unemployment people lose their homes because they can't meet mortgage payment. Okay, so it's a very a bad situation. The people may become homeless. Okay. And sometimes the cost can extend to family breakups and lower self-esteem for those who are long-term unemployed. Okay. So it affects the family life as well. Okay. Next, cost to the business. When firms lay off workers, they have to pay them redundancy money. The remaining workers may be motivated because they may fear that they are next. Okay, a farm will be left with spare capacity when laying people off. There will be unused machines, tools, equipments, and factory space, which is a loss for a farm. Okay, so see that farms have to pay redundancy money, which is a burden to them because it's an extra amount of money that is paid to the worker, because the worker is losing the job not because of the workers' fault. It's because they are not needed anymore because of the fall in the production. Okay. So extra amount of money has to be paid. Then farms will be left with spare capacity. So the farms may have resources like like machines and everything. So they will have them, but they're not using them because they don't have any work. So when even if they're laying off workers, they have unused resources, which is a very inefficient thing. Next, there is unemployment usually leads to a fall in demand. So sales are likely to fall, or most business when unemployment starts to rise. This is because people have less to spend. Firms producing non-essential goods and services are likely to hit harder. Okay, so what's happening that because of unemployment, people are having less income, so they have less amount of money to spend. So overall effect is a very bad situation because they can't afford, right? So as they can't afford, they will be in trouble. Okay. Next is cost to the economy. Cost to the economy. So see that economy is suffering as well. See that people who are out of the work do not make any contribution to production. This is a waste of resources and results in a lower level of national income. So tax revenues will fall because most taxes are linked to income and spending. The government has less to spend, and many have to cut public sector services, and the government may also have to increase its borrowing. So what's happening? It's a terrible situation for the economy because these are scarce resources we are talking about, right? Workers. In many countries, you'll see that they can't produce because they don't have enough labor. Unemployment is a situation where you have labor but you are not working. So the economy will suffer. The PPF curve we did previously, right? It will suffer an inefficient position. Like we'll be in a position which is inside the curve or the boundary, which is a very inefficient point, right? And you're wasting your resources. You have resources, you're not using them, so that's bad. Then revenue will fall. Okay, because as farms are producing more, they will earn more, and at the same time, the government will be getting a less amount of tax revenue as well, because there are less amount of income and spending. Okay. Next, government has less to spend and many have to cut public sector services. Okay, so that's another problem. Then government may also have to increase its borrowing. Government borrowing needs to because they need to spend a lot in terms of unemployment benefit. Government needs to provide benefit to the workers who are not getting any job. This is a kind of social welfare. So but it's a burden to the government. Okay, then government may also have to increase its borrowing. Okay, so they don't have money, so they need to borrow. Okay, next we have cost to the local community. So the area where the unemployment has hit, that means the local community. Okay. So for them, what will happen that sometimes unemployment can have a huge impact on local community. Okay, so what's happening that local communities will be suffering because they suppose when there was lots of production and economic activity were high, so people had money, income in their pockets, so they used to spend a lot. So as a result, what will happen that the local community will also thrive when the income is high. They can afford, they can produce, they can enjoy. So that's a good thing. And then the spirit of many local communities become very low. Okay, so as they have a less amount of income, what will happen that the spirit will, with their moral and everything, will be very low. Okay. Next we have this area becomes rundown. That means that this area will look very shabby. Okay, that means that it will become very dirty. They're alone. As they can afford even their foods, necessary foods and services. So what will happen? They will cut down all the extra luxury. Okay. So what will happen that suppose think about maybe the garden in front of the house. Okay, those will not face much treatment, right? So those garden will be filled out with dead plants or dead flowers. Okay, so it won't look good, right? And next, we have a smaller business will start to struggle because you'll find many other businesses which will be doing business in that area, but as people are losing job, they will won't be able to afford them. Okay, afford the we're talking about like because those small business were dependent on the people who just got unemployed, right? So as they got unemployment, as their customers got unemployed, so they won't be able to sell much. Next, we have households do not have enough money to maintain their house. Okay, so as we discussed below, that some people may lose their home, and some people also may fail to maintain their own home, okay? Like the garden or the beautification. So it will be a very and it may be even basic services like water, electricity, gas. Those won't be available as well. Okay? So this is a very bad situation. Okay. So that's all from this chapter. Okay. So we just started the chapter, but it's a small chapter, so it's complete. Okay. So we have lots of chapter for this uh, half yearly exam. So next chapter is balance of payment. Okay. So today is the first day of the class, so I don't want to start a new chapter, but as we have still have time, so let's start the new chapter. Let's see how far we can move. Okay. So balance of payment. Okay. So this is what. So balance of payment is an account. Okay. Which is it's an account in which we can record all the transactions related to international trade. That means export and import. So export and import will be recorded in this account. So this account is government's responsibility. Okay, they will keep track of all the activities okay, related to international trade. Because this is a very helpful information for all the whole country. Okay, so now let's discuss what is export and import. So export is a situation where goods and services are sold to another country, and import means that we are buying from another country. Okay, so export is a good thing because it helps us to earn more foreign currency by selling to other people, and our production is also increasing, employment is increasing, so that's a very good thing. And import is also necessary, but it has some negative effects. See that because of high import, we will be using foreign currency. Okay. And another problem is in balance of payment account. There will be a problem. This is called see this account. If the export is higher, this situation will be known as surplus. And when the export will be lower, this situation will be known as deficit. Okay, so deficit is a bad thing, and surplus is a good thing. It means that we are earning surplus amount of foreign currency. Okay, and deficit means that like we are losing foreign currency, so we need to borrow or somehow use up our reserves. Okay, just to maintain our lifestyle. Okay? So that's not a good situation. But import are not actually totally bad, because there are some necessary imports we can't produce, so we need to buy it from other countries. Necessary industries like maybe food or machineries, basic things like oil. Okay, so all the imports which are very necessary, and we can produce, and other countries maybe are producing in a cheaper manner, so we need to do this imports. Okay. Next, we have another. Maybe you can also consider balance of payment into international trading into two types: visible trade and invisible trade. Okay, so visible means what? Like you can see this, right? So we are talking about physical goods. Okay, so exporting or importing, that means buying and selling of physical goods, like maybe car, food, then luxury goods maybe. Okay, so these are like if we buy or sell, that means we are talking about a visible export, visible trade. So there are two type of visible trade: visible export and visible import. So visible export includes all the goods like textile, leather, gems, jewels, these kind of visible things that we are selling to other country. And invisible import includes maybe all the goods that we are buying from other country.